Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. It's time to talk 2XKO again. So if you're not aware, there is another alpha lab, aka basically another playable beta for the game. It's ongoing right now. It is definitely a lot smaller in scope than the previous one. It's only live for a few days. And seemingly a lot smaller in scale than the previous one. There is less regions. It's only USA, Canada, and Brazil. And more than a few complaints that kind of not many people are getting in. Like for Inside Baseball, last time around I signed up with 2 accounts. Don't tell Riot, right? But I got codes for both accounts. And this time around, not as much. I got lucky, that's it. And turns out I don't know the size of the scale or nothing. But yeah, definitely a lot less people this time around. But it's here to showcase a lot of the new changes to the game. And, well, that's sort of the purview of the video. I want to talk a lot of the changes, because a lot of the changes are very smart. There's system mechanic stuff you probably heard about, and also how changes affect the characters, both in terms of combo ability, mechanics, systems, all that, and just some actual balance changes that I found very interesting, and for the most part, I do like. That said, though, I also got pretty frustrated at a point here. This is not all peaches and roses. This has to do with the lobby system, which was in the previous beta, admittedly, right? But now that there's ranked in the game versus just the sort of mono mode we had before, and I do not love the experience that I had with ranked. And I really hope whenever the game comes out, they still said it was this year, they haven't changed their mind yet, we'll see, I guess. But I sure hope when the game comes out, it's not the exact experience as presented here. So that said, it is easier to start with a smile, right? So let's talk the positives before we talk some of the negatives. And there's a lot of positives, right? Both in-game, like just the core gameplay, and some of the stuff outside the gameplay. Like, hey, costumes, and lots of costumes. And I'm sure whenever we have proper launch, there'll be lots of costumes more. And of course, there's Battle Pass, because it's because there's battle. It's going to be a thing. It's free to play game after all. And the Battle Pass presented in the Alpha Lab, which I'm sure it'll be similar, if not exactly that, come launch. Hey, you got a bunch of things like stickers, emotes, and of course a bunch of skins. And both the skins, the Alawi one especially, is actually fantastic. So I do look forward to that. And some of these skins are legitimately absolutely fantastic. Like Zombie Slayer Jinx specifically. I don't know what it is exactly. Probably the very 80s feel to it. But I love this costume. For me, everything about this is a big hit for sure. And of course, I've heard the rumors, I've heard the stories. People love them pool party costumes. Specifically, pool party Ari seems to be a hit. I can only guess why, I suppose. But yeah, so cosmetics. People like cosmetics, crazy enough, you follow a lot of fighting games, on the Street Fighter front. We've been a little dry on cosmetics for a hot minute, right? And I know that's not going to be an issue. And once again, cosmetic custom KO screens, I love it. Everyone else should steal that. That's actually great. Do it. Steal it. That's super neat, right? So at the very least, cosmetics, customization, all that, it's going to be awesome in this game. So that's a thumbs up. Also a thumbs up is just kind of general changes to game flow. Because things have worked out quite well, right? You probably saw the big video and they went through so many specific changes, and we'll talk about some of them, but they succeeded in making a game that is faster, right? If you played the previous Alpha Lab, you have been through the ringer. You probably had a lot of timeouts, right? And I'm not going to say I didn't have any timeouts. I had 2 so far in my time, but that's dang sight better than how it was before, because I had lots of timeouts before. So now they succeeded in making the game just overall play faster. And that's a big win in my books. So how exactly did they accomplish that? Well, one of them is simply combos can't be as long as they were before. So take a combo like this. This absolutely worked before. Now it doesn't work. I can't do the same combo length I did before, because the combo after Jinx fell out, it was gonna keep going, y'all, right? It was gonna keep going for a little bit. And to the point of my frustration, although it's not an actual problem in the game, almost none of Braum's combos work the same way anymore. So I've had to rewire my brain and learn new combos, which is perfectly fine, right? you know, the old stuff shouldn't always work. But yeah, so combos can't be as long as they were before. And that's good. That helps speed up the game because, you know, at the end of an exceptionally longer combo, like your combo scaling has gone to, you know, dog water at the end of a long combo, right? So if the combos are shorter and do roughly the same amount of damage in the end anyways, you will lead to a faster game. That exact premise here with Braum and Braum's grab. So I'm going to show you a combo from before in the previous Alpha Lab, and then I'm going to show you one that exists now. So now you're looking at the older build of the game, and if I got you a Braum's command grab, and this is not even the buff version, right? Okay, like we're going for a little bit of a ride, right? So we can do the combo, re-extend, do so many more assists with Ahri, because Ahri just makes everything so much longer. She can do a level 1 and self-combo into a level 2. And basically, you know, if you got command grabbed, which if you're fighting me, you're going to get command grabbed, you're in for a small movie. And by the way, that combo is not even necessarily the longest the combo could be. So how does that work now in the new build? Well, you do the thing, you might notice he gets the buff right away, right? Like you could always kind of end the combo and that you would get the buff, but now they just give you the buff right away and the opponent falls down and that's about it. Like you can OTG him for a single hit, done. That's it, that's all. And say you do have the buff up. So what happens now? If you do have the buff up, it'll still freeze him like you'd expect, okay? But you can't do regular combos. Like the hit stun decay is so wild. I can't even do medium to heavy. Like it won't allow it. Like I can't even go from like his medium into the heavy sweep. Like hit stun decay is just so huge. Nothing's possible other than the absolute basics. However, the basics hit like a truck now. So you can't get very extended combos, a little bit in the corner maybe, but the thing is when you hit now, before it would heavily scale your damage, now it doesn't. So something as basic and very real match possible as this. This is nothing complex, even a little bit, right? Throw, heavy, heavy, regular move, that's 50%. So we didn't have to do this overly long extended combo. We still got the damage, but basically they just shortened the amount of time for things to happen. You still got your big boy damage in the end. And by the way, in the corner, you can get a little bit of an extended combo here. Not as long as it used to be, for sure. But kind of something approaching that, right? And of course, damage can be very extreme as well. So you're getting the big boy damage, but without the same... Oh my god, that did more than I thought I was going to do. So yeah, don't get grabbed if Braum has the buff, especially, right? So you get the big boy damage, but just without the time investment. I'm not here to watch a movie when I grab you, right? I just want to do the damage, and now it makes that overall experience shorter, and I like that. This is what I mean about changes that move the game flow around. By the way, what genius could have thought of a change like this? So, in terms of like, you know, making stuff feel special, maybe you only get the big combo if you have the buff and you burn the buff. Otherwise, you get the cash out, you do your damage, great, that's the reward in and of itself. Make it do more damage than it does currently without the combo, and just kind of go from there, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of things about combos. So yeah, I feel pretty big brain that they kind of went with my ideas, right? So regular grab is just basically the grab and like a little tap with an OTG, and big grab with the buff up, small combo. Now, that said, you know, it's not that there's no more big combos in the game, right? It's just a bit more character to character. Like Yasuo, I've been on the receiving end of some long Yasuo combos, right? If you like lots of little hits in a combo that don't do much damage, but there's a lot of them that all add up, Yasuo still does exactly that. Don't worry. But, you know, for someone like Braum, I don't pick the big guy for a combo that lasts forever, you know, especially off a command grab. I want the grab to be the main event by itself. You know, poor old buddy should be the star, not a million little hits after the fact. Now it's that, it feels like that, and it just feels good. I like a change like this. Grappler bias, I know, but this is initial impressions. I mostly just played Braum and Jinx because Jinx is new. And I love Jinx, by the way. A lot of her stuff is just very satisfying. Like, just even something as basic as her overhead. Like, anything with the hammer, the animations are awesome. I really like that, right? But yeah, she can do some big stuff. I'll just show you a couple quick things I learned. Like, once again here, that overhead. You get the overhead, you're in for a party. So she can OTG you and launch you after the overhead. And she gets a small combo. Then the 1 level 1 super, which has the really awkward angle, but it works exactly with the angle given. It does good damage. She was 400 damage off an overhead, and it's not a slow overhead either. Like 26 frames, like you'll catch people sleeping with that. So like that's really cool. Like I like that, and like the unique design of like this weird 45-degree angle super plays in exactly with that, and also it'll hit for a little bit of damage if you whiff. Then we got a big boy corner combo. I'm not saying this is max damage, but I feel like you'll probably be impressed. So, the damage is going to be pretty alright on this one here. As you can see, right? Almost every hit in this combo is a heavy. So basically don't do something like a reversal, something punchable and blocked by Jinx in the corner, because, yeah, it's going to hurt. And plus, you know, that's not even optimal. That's just what I know. Y'all who are smarter than me can figure out a lot better, I'm sure, right? So Jinx is pretty cool. I dig Jinx, you know, and at the very least, you know, he's got the monkeys. I'm the monkey man. She can fill the screen with a lot of trash. Like, in a versus game, I'm pro filling the screen with a lot of garbage, so she's fun in that way. Another thing I like that they added is just like actual teching to the game, like tech rolls. Like you're on the ground and you can tech roll in a direction. And, you know, it could be forward, it could be backwards. It gets you out of what is otherwise guaranteed pressure. And thus, you know, not meaning you're automatically defensive forever. And thus, once you return the neutral, the game gets faster. So now you get knocked down, okay. Hold backwards, hit a button, sure. Hold forwards, hit a button, sure. Like, you choose where to tech. And then, of course, a lot of autopilot offense just doesn't work the same way. Like, I can't just pressure you for free. It's not to say, like, the old style, like, guaranteed Oki and pressure and knockdown is not gone, because it's not gone. They changed up, like, how combo structure works, like, so your ender matters a lot, right? So, say if you end with, like, a big charge heavy, get that knockdown, you do it a second time, limit strike, hard knockdown. This is untechable. There's nothing you can do to tech that at all. So if you're looking for your nonsense setups, this is where they are. You just got to end the combo a very specific way. Like, the nonsense will figure itself out. I ain't no Echo player, but, like, feels like there's stuff you can do here, right? I don't know. Hard knockdown's hard knockdown. When you have a very set, play-heavy character, if there's a will, there's a way. So lots of smart changes that I like, and, like, the character stuff I like. Like, overall, gameplay-wise, specifically gameplay-wise, I think they've been taking the game in a smart direction. I like what's going on. I think it's good. The gameplay is faster and snappier, and that's kind of what it needs to be. So, thumbs up on that, I suppose. But I did mention some frustrations, right? So let's talk about that. And the backbone of those frustrations are going to be in the lobby system. We've all seen the lobby. That in itself is not new. Some people love lobbies, some people don't love lobbies. There's always the romance of evoking the arcade days, which at a certain point, I don't know if that plays anymore. Because, like, you know, I'm in my 40s. Sure, I remember the arcade days. I love the arcade days. But I'm old, you know, like a large majority of the audience is not going to get it. So I guess, you know, sometimes they play on a TV instead. Sure, I suppose. But, you know, whatever. Okay, whatever. And the last time around, I'm like, you know, okay, lobbies are cool. But I would prefer just strict matchmaking, right? I'm the kind of guy, hit training mode, queue for ranked in training mode, go from there. And that wasn't necessarily an option available at the time. And it's a beta, whatever. Okay, sure. And there is a form of matchmaking, by the way, in the lobbies. It doesn't just randomly put you in a lobby. They will try to find people around your nebulous, you know, true skill rank, or whatever the kids call it these days, in the lobbies. So you'll put into a lobby when you go for a lobby, people of roughly comparable skill. Sure, okay, great. The part where that falls apart is now that there's ranked mode, right? And okay, we had ranked, we figure out how ranked works, sure. But ranked is lobby only. You may recall some very big issues with one Guilty Gear Strive, which is now patching in a proper regular matchmaking mode for ranked right after so many years. And it would seem that the lessons learned, or lack of lessons learned, of Guilty Gear Strive is not really played on 2XKO. So here we go. This is where we go for like matchmaking or whatever, right? I queue up ranked. And I hit play, and by the way, play should be X, not triangle. I'm playing on console, it should be X. I don't know why it's triangle here, but whatever, that's a small quibble. I expected more traditional matchmaking, and instead it dumps me in the same lobby, just a ranked version of the lobby. And this was an issue for me, because it turns out, at least in this alpha lab, I can't speak for release. Maybe it's completely different for release. I can only speak from my experience as I had it. But if you're in ranked, you cannot play ranked unless someone is in the same skill level lobby as you. So here I am, Grandmaster. Naturally, I'm Grandmaster. I have no idea if that's actually good or not. It could be Platinum for all I know, right? But anyways, I'm dumped into the Grandmaster lobby, and then I wait. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait. Eventually, someone pops in the lobby, and then we can play our ranked placement matches. Sure, okay. And these were fun matches. This guy was really good. He whopped me pretty solidly, actually. So that was fun. That was neat. And ranked is 2 out of 3, it would seem. And whatever. That's kind of the industry standard. No problems there. But yeah, so set over. I lost my first 2 placement matches. And then, okay, well, I guess we'll find somebody else. After losing my placement matches, I got dumped into, I guess, the silver lobby, so you would expect a lot more players. But if someone doesn't hit ranked, and if someone doesn't hit ranked and then go into specifically the lobby you exist in, you'll never get a ranked match ever. This segment here, very sped up. I was here for a very, very, very long time until, frankly, I just gave up. I never got another ranked match ever again. Casual matches being forced in the lobby, whatever, I guess, sure. I know I'm old and cranky. I know most people like the lobby experience, like the general public large, whatever, sure. But forced lobbies for ranked sucks. Like, actually. Like, why can't I just be in training mode, click the button, queue up for ranked, and when I get a match, and go from there, right? I really, sincerely, truly hope this is not how this is come launch. Most people do not want to engage. If you're playing ranked specifically, most people who are serious about ranked don't want to engage in lobbies. They don't want to be forced into lobbies. And even if it was somehow the case, if it was like snappy, like somehow people kept coming into the room and it just match made like the rough equivalent skill level, sure, great, that would work out. But the problem is it didn't, because I'm just sitting here forever doing literally nothing, because I can't get a match made in ranked if someone's not in the actual same lobby as me. They could be queued up for rank or whatever. They could be in a different lobby, and I'll never get to play them because I don't get a ranked match unless they're in this specific lobby and they get match made into the lobby that already exists. That sucks. Once again, I hope come launch, sincerely, this is not the design decision they go for. Strive. People love Strive. Guilty Gear Strive, cool game. But the one thing that has consistently over the years been blasted about the game is the lobby system. And now forcing people through the lobbies here, I just don't get it. Please, please, please do not make it like this at launch. Just let me be in practice mode. Let me click the button to queue up for matchmaking from training mode, and let me do it just like pretty much almost every other game does it. There's a reason why, because it works. I'm not saying lobbies are bad. I'm not saying lobbies are the devil. They're perfectly fine for the people who want to engage with them. Just don't force me to engage with them if I don't want to. Because it's not my idea of fun. Like, say Street Fighter 6, right? If there's a new boss attack mode, I'll do that, click my drive tickets, and I'll peace out. That's the only time I'm going to engage with the lobby, or like one of those street voter things. So, also, Kakeru, I'm waiting on my new JP skins, by the way. What's going on with that? Anyways, but like, lobbies are great for the people who want to use them, but don't make me use them if I don't want to, please. Because that was a bad experience. I had a lot of fun with the gameplay changes. I like the changes to the game flow. I like the changes system. It makes me have a lot more faith in 2XKO as a product overall, because I think the game plays a lot better than it did the last time around. Fantastic. But then I did this, and this was, I can only call it a truly negative experience. I did not have fun just waiting, because I can't play a game in ranked unless someone's in this very hyper-specific, hyper-gated by the rank itself lobby. And if no one's in that lobby with me, I don't get to play. Riot, I love your game, but big thumbs down on that. So besides that, game, once again, pretty cool. I dig the game. Like, the major complaints are that, right? Besides that, like, what are my complaints? Like, there's just some weird things. Like, I go to settings, right? Okay, ultimate meter, I can set whatever, right? But why does it not, if I hit right, just wrap back to the left? If I hit left here, why doesn't it wrap back to the right? Why do I gotta manually just do it? You know, it's small quibbles, right? Stuff like match settings. So this is where you can quickly like change your various characters, change your various fuses. Okay, great. One, why is this not closer to top? Why is this not more easily accessible? Because as a training mode guy, something I use a lot is quick select, right? And then just, this is so, like, these are very minor quibbles, right? But like, if I change this to Braum, this should be allowy, right? And I exit out, it should just change it immediately. I know what I hit. I didn't hit it by accident, right? I should go out of the menu. It should change it to the characters I chose immediately. But instead, I got to like pick whatever. Then I got to hit apply settings. It's just one button too many. It's not, it really isn't a big deal. These are small quibbles from a guy who spent half his life in training mode. So like, that's perfectly fine. I'm not actually upset with that. But you know, a quibble is a quibble, but the lobby stuff is the big stuff. But overall, once again, the changes to the gameplay, I think, are very well done. I think they have made changes that will improve the overall health of the game. They'll make the game more attractive that people want to put a lot of time into, because, you know, a quick, crazy versus game should be fun and snappy, and the changes they made help make the game more fun and snappy. Once again, here we mentioned timeouts earlier. Yes, I did get 2 timeouts in my time, but it's a dang sight better than like how it was, where timeouts were very common. Just the combos being so long, doing no damage, and like, they just made everything just kind of work out a lot quicker, and the game flow is all the better for it. I'm very interested in seeing what the final product is when it launches later this year, allegedly. Until you say differently, like, I know they went in saying like, oh, it's 100% launching this year, but you gotta restate that to me, right? If you don't restate that, your commitment, I don't know. I still feel like it could slip to next year somehow. Like, you know, what's one more year? It's already been like 100 years since they announced this game. What's one more year, right? But yeah, so in the end, summary thoughts. I like the gameplay, and the gameplay is getting even better. Great. Stuff like the cosmetics they're adding to the game, fantastic. I love costumes. I love cosmetics. I feel, at least for me, I can't speak for anyone else, I always breathe a lot of life into the game. And if there's going to be a really strong content flow for the game, give me all the sick costumes in the world, because I'm a pig, I'll eat them all up. I love it, I love it, I love it. So thumbs up on a lot of things. Just for, you know, the queue up for matchmaking lords. You know, it's 3 a.m. and it's time to hit some ranked, and you should go to bed, you shouldn't. For that kind of player like myself, make life a little bit easier. Don't force us in the lobbies, please. But other than all that, that's kind of where I'm at on the game. So I think the game's pretty dang cool. To be honest, this is where I keep talking a lot, because I'm just waiting for the match to end. I don't want, the match is about to end. There we go. Now the match has ended. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some 2XKO.